I want to show you what I did this last week. I decided that I did not want to use anything electric to make this blouse. I wanted to hand stitch everything, and that way I didn't have to go to my craft room or where I have my sewing machine in the dining room, which we don't ever use. And I just wanted to do this with my puppies in the room and with my husband in the room and with my cats in the room. Um, the dogs pretty much stayed out of my way. I had to remind them about the sharp needle and they stayed out of my way. But anyway, I purchased this beautiful block print fabric from India on Amazon, no, not Amazon, on Etsy. And I forgot that to make one of these shirts I needed 1.5 yards of fabric, and I only ordered 1 yard each. So what I decided to do was take a portion of one of the fabrics and make a bottom border to coordinate or semi-coordinate with the main fabric. So all of these are hand block printed by someone in India. And if you look closely, you can kind of tell where the blocks borders are. You can also see that in the red. You can probably see it better in the red where the borders are. Each seam that I have here is first stitched with the wrong sides together and then stitched again with the seam folded over so that the raw edges are encased and will not ravel. This is a flat felt seam, hand done. You can see that my stitches are not even. They're not even great because I'm not, practicing hand stitcher. But I love it anyway. And I did not want to lose any length to my sleeves, so I simply folded under the selvage edge of the sleeves and stitched them under, just with a whip stitch. Again, here I have a flat felt stitch on the border, and then down here at the edge, since I did have a raw seam, I folded it under and whip stitched it. I didn't even use an iron on this. This fabric is so light and so dainty, I guess you could say, that all I had to do was kind of press with my hands, and I wouldn't say wrinkled, but it you could see where the press marks were. It was almost like ironing with my fingers. It would help if I focused on my cloth instead of my hand. The neckline would normally be faced with something. I almost faced it with the red to match the bottom, but I couldn't really see why I needed to do that. I decided to just roll it under and do a back stitch on it so that it's just simply a rolled and stitched seam. And all together, it's quite wide, and the sleeves themselves are not set in. I just cut the sleeves continuously with the body. It was kind of difficult to do the flat felt seams here at the arms, but I managed to do it. And I guess I should say that this is not a pattern, that I just laid down one of my existing kimono type tops made out of this Indian fabric, but it was more of a gauze than this. I laid it down when this fabric was doubled, and then I cut out along the edges of my existing shirt, and then I cut the neck using a model of my existing shirt. It's about the same length as my existing shirt. I had to add length to it. That's why I decided to, and I didn't have enough fabric to do that, so I decided to border it with the other fabric, which is the red. They're quite thin, which I love for hot weather. So you can see that you can't exactly see through it, but you can see that the light comes through it easily. So it's nice and light and airy for hot weather. I'm quite a hot-bodied person, so I'll be wearing these even into the winter, depending on how hot my classroom gets. Which it doesn't usually. Now that I'm in this older building, I don't get a lot of heat. I get to wear my big bulky sweaters, so I'll even be wearing this under sweaters. I guess I could say that this will be a year-long blouse. So there you go. Maybe next time I will show you exactly how I cut everything out and sew it together. Thanks for watching.